If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours.
What's up, people? Make sure it's all good. If it's running all right. Okay, we're live. First time I'm streaming on Twitch. So shout out my Twitch fam. I don't know. Probably get 0 views on here as well. But like, you know, we're going to start off like positive, innit? The world has gone absolutely insane. It's like, I'm actually losing sleep over the situations and the things. I think I'm just overwhelmed. Like, I'm perpetually online and I'm just overwhelmed by everything that's going on in it. It's just like, I don't know, man, with the whole Iran like thing, Israel, the US, and then you got this Chinese guy going around saying how it's the end of times, you know, nuclear bombs, like all this stuff is just, yeah, completely overwhelmed me. And then to compound things, you got the AI stuff, which is what probably this channel is going to be mostly about, on Twitch anyway. On YouTube, crypto, Twitch, like, or crypto, AI, stuff like that, NFTs, all that stuff. It's going to be fun. Hopefully, I'm going to try and be consistent. I keep saying to myself, I'm going to be consistent, but then it takes me a little while to figure out what I want to talk about, whether or not it's reasonable to even speak about certain things. How do I put it? I guess we could all have opinions, innit? And yeah, I'm allowed to voice mine, so it's fine. But I don't even know why I started up the stream this early. Normally I come on like later on in the evening, but I was just like bored and I was just like, okay, let's just try and do something here. But yeah, the markets, I don't know. I feel like in terms of like, you know, crypto prices, it's not the priority for anyone, is it? It's not the priority for anyone to actually get involved and start investing and thinking, oh, you know, maybe it'll bounce here. Only the people that have the capital. I feel like this is the bottom of the crypto market. It's going to be like ripping around for a while. If you're touching leverage, you're fucked. That's pretty much how I see it. It's like if you're trading up, if you're trading down, like, you know, on high leverage, they're gonna get you because the liquidity is so low. I had a little tour on Twitch of like, you know, the crypto section, and it seems like it's just a lot of people like, you know, charting. And to be honest, I don't think this is the time to be charting up. Maybe it is. Maybe because like it's like there's a lot of volatility. Maybe this is the time to be actually, you know, utilizing leverage and stuff like that. But I mean, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I mean, even last night we had the old weekend pump, and I've been trained, or the market has trained me that if things pump on the weekend, then pretty much it's going to be over by Monday market open, which is opening in about what, half an hour. So yeah, we're gonna see. Like, well, not even half an hour, like 5 minutes, which is probably why subconsciously I jumped on. What have I been up to? I've been fucking around with I don't know, with Claude. A lot of people have been opening these like open Claude bots and stuff, you know, trying to, you know, buy their mini Macs and set up their little bots that are gonna run around online and create businesses while you're sleeping and, like, you know, generate wealth. The Bankless Boys actually produced a video. Some dev was saying that he made a bot that made like 80k so far. I don't know. I didn't watch it. Kind of gone off of them. I don't know. They've got opinions that I'm not really vibing with. They've got very political, so it's just kind of like, yeah, just leave it there, innit? Just leave it there. But yeah. So yeah, I've attempted with Claude to try and build a few things. At first, it was just like I've always had this vision like of my old job where, like, you know, basically it was like a casino app, and it was gonna make casinos cashless. So it's kind of like a seamless app where, like, the customer would walk in, you know, he's KYC AML verified. He'd walk in and then he'd scan the QR code, and that would give him access to his wallet, which would be on, like, you know, obviously a crypto wallet. Yeah, and then he would scan it, and yeah, his wallet would be like show his funds, and then he'd go to the table, you know, scan it, and then the dealer would push the chips, and then it ended up just being like there's too many variables. So like the main variable was the gambler himself, because from my experience, most gamblers, they play, they win, they go back, they cash out, they come back again. You know, they're constantly back and forth. So like, you know, the cash out part is the hardest part because like that would require the inspector or the dealer to actually push chips back to the customer and then retrieve chips from him to cash out. And then he would verify that transaction from his tablet. So yeah, it was just like too much work for one inspector to do. It might require somebody to start up a new position, or like it would be a new position. So like, yeah, I worked on that app for a bit. And this is without like a Claude MD file, which I'm slowly starting to learn about. Was like basically the brainchild of any project that you want to do, or the brain. And then you could like add skill folders to it. So yeah, slowly, I'm starting to learn about how Claude and AI works. And as I was saying before when I first started the stream, it's kind of like, when I say overwhelming, it's kind of like, you know, I'm going through my timeline on X, and it's just constantly like people talking about the things that they've built. You know, like I built this game on chain, or like I've done this or I've done that, and it's just like, okay, well, I'm clearly behind here, even though all of this stuff has just happened. You know, it's been like a month maybe where like Claude has sort of exploded. Yeah, it's been out since, you know, January or whatever. Or like earlier in the year, like late last year. So like, you know, the people in the know were jumping on it straight away once they realized what it was. But for me, it was kind of like, okay, I don't want to get too involved because I don't know how to code. But once I realized that you can actually prompt engineer as like a regular pleb, it was game on, you know. So yeah, I'm going to be spending a lot more time trying to build things out. Ideas that I've always wanted to build out. It's not going to be anything like the open claw sort of stuff where, you know, you've got a separate Minimax attached to your computer and yeah, it trains itself. I don't think, not that it's too advanced for me, but I just don't think it's ready yet. I don't think the tech is ready yet, and I'm not prepared to be like debugging every morning, or like, you know, waking up and seeing that, you know, my whole system's been hacked and I've lost money or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just kind of leaving that to the side and just sort of like fucking around directly with VS Code and yeah, the Claude bot, like I said. Yeah, I've just brought up a DX terminal. Anyone who's watched my content from before, like I normally stream on X. Anyone who's watched my stuff from before, they know that I've been like deep in Terminal Pro. So if you don't know what Terminal Pro is, I'm just gonna go over it again so you can tune out if you do know. Basically, it's just a sandbox of AI agents, trading bots. You give it your job, you tell it how you want it to trade, and then you just fund it and you let it go. Now, because it's in a sandbox, all these tokens are not actually, you know, traded by individual people. They're traded by, yeah, these bots, like, you know, and you can't do anything other than give it instructions. You know, you can obviously delete those instructions and, you know, add new instructions if you wanted to. But my plan is working. I just bought the #1 coin upon release and just added to that. So I've got like quite a nice balance of it. And yeah, hopefully it wins at the end. There's a whole game theory to it as well, like where the bottom 2 tokens, as you can see here, like are reaped. I don't know if you can see that actually because of my thing, but like the bottom 2 tokens, let me see if I can drag it over here so you guys can see. Let's do that. See if that's clear. Yeah, these 2 tokens have been reaped, which means that their market cap was basically given to the top coin. Because they were at the bottom, like no one was trading them, the liquidity was low, so anyone who owned it, which was a few people anyway, basically got an allocation of the top token according to how much of this token they owned. So yeah, and then like every few days a new coin comes out. So like Sneak came out last night, which is a new meme coin, but the end game is that all of these tokens will eventually be reaped, and then at the end of that, the top coin will actually be tradable on the open market. So it will go to like exchanges, decentralized exchanges. There'll be more liquidity flowing in between. I think it's interesting because like the token dumps, you know, tokens dump, tokens pump. But because it's in a sandbox, you know that there's only a certain allocation of capital. So like there's no need to panic sell when you hold the top coin. Because at the end of the day, all that liquidity is eventually, unless people just hold their money in ETH, which is what's the point, will eventually go to the top coin. And as you can see from the market cap, it's like, you know, the second highest market cap is only 300k, 400k. And the holders like 1.3, so it's got 400 more holders. So yeah, I don't know what people are trying to do, like if they're just trying to trade to make as much money as possible, or if they're trying to reach endgame. For me, I'm trying to reach endgame with as much of the top coin as possible, which I believe is going to be this poop coin. I hope it is anyway. If not, then, you know, I still get an allocation of the top coin at the end of the game. So even if it finishes second, I'll still get a bigger allocation than I would have if I just tried to trade and just got totally eradicated. So, you know, there are fun games and things to do on chain at the moment. You just have to be curious, isn't it? You just have to be curious, man. And that's what I'm trying to be. The whole meta of like launch and stuff like that, you know, like these launch tokens. So like basically, I think through this period of time, I think the last 6 months, all I've been trying to figure out is how to. Do you know what? Let me just make sure my mic is on because I might be talking to. Yeah, is how to find a new narrative, innit? Because like obviously meme coins are dead, NFTs are dead. NFTs might come back, and I'll give you a reason for that in a minute. Yeah, DeFi boring. You know, you can go for a yield if you want to, but at the moment it seems like because Hyperliquid are allowing people to trade traditional stocks and shares and, you know, commodities and stuff like that. People have just like taken all the liquidity out of crypto and they've put it into trading these legitimate stocks and legitimate commodities and stuff like that. So like for instance, even in regards to like oil, like so oil spiked this morning, and you know everyone believed that it would spike because of what's going on in Iran and, you know, with Israel and everything else. So everyone, it was kind of like, you know, a hindsight trade. Like everyone knew that this was going to happen, but back here, you say even 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, like you didn't have the ability to actually trade these commodities separately or like on the weekend. Now you do. So like with Hyperliquid, you can actually trade these commodities on the weekend, which is insane to think because traditional, like, you know, brokers, people who trade, who have qualifications, once Friday comes, it's over. They take their weekend off and they go chill. Whereas like, you know, now you could trade them 24/7. It's kind of like you could front run traditional finance. And if things are so blatant, like, you know oil's going to spike based off the fact that things are getting blown up all over the place and oil fields and refineries and all the rest of it is happening. All the disasters are happening. You know that. So like the price is not going to move substantially because the liquidity is not there, but you can put in place your trades for when the liquidity opens up on the Monday morning like market. So let's just even go and look at the oil price now. Maybe it's down after I've said all of that. Do I have it on here? Yeah, no. FTX gold, precious metals. I'm sure I had it. Stocks. Okay. I know I had it. BCC alts. Open list. See gold governance tokens. I don't like. Yeah, it's just a list. Big commods. Here we go. What is? Yeah. So yeah, you know. So you had the ability, you know, like on Friday, you had the ability to trade this run up through the weekend. Obviously, like price didn't spike until the Monday, which is the 9th here. So like on the Thursday night, the Thursday it closed. Friday it closed at like what, $80. So everyone was able to, like, you know, buy options, like, or, you know, trade it, leverage trade and gain this whole upside. There was a lot of confusion on Hyperliquid though, because it seemed like people who were positioned for the upside actually got not stopped, but like deleveraged out. You know, like they've got this I don't know what they call it. It's like an auto deleveraging function. So like if you're in a position and you make a load of money all of a sudden, or there's some sort of fuckery going on in the markets that causes you to have outsized returns, it seems like Hyperliquid have something in place that stops you from realizing the large, extremely large potential gain. Now, it's a bit of a weird one because I just saw something. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because is that right? I don't know if it is, but if it puts everyone else at risk, you know, like imagine like all the liquidity gets sucked up into, like, you know, this, everyone goes long on this particular asset and it works out. Potentially it could cause Hyperliquid to, you know, crash, or like, yeah, there could be some sort of problem with the treasury, or like, you know, they haven't got enough money to pay people. It's it's not likely, but you know, those type of things will happen. But that's the only justification I can think of as to why they would have an auto deleveraging function on positions. Because when you lose money, like when the market really tanks, and like say you're long, yeah, they don't stop you from losing all your money. Do you know what I mean? They don't auto deleverage on your long if the market like suddenly tanks and goes down. So it's just one of the things where I think it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit strange. It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange for me to think that they can get away with that. And at some point it's going to change. But it seems like Hyperliquid, and if you don't know what Hyperliquid is, if you're like on Twitch now watching and you're wondering what is he talking about, Hyperliquid is like a perpetual exchange. And me coming into this new market, you know, or into crypto, I assumed that everyone was trading on leverage. I didn't know that traditional finance don't actually have leverage. Well, they have leverage, but it's in the form of like derivatives, like options, or like CFDs, short form contracts or whatever it is, you know, that close in the day. Like short form, or like the shorter the form of the option, the higher the potential volatility is. So if you buy day one expiries or same day zero expiry day options, the volatility of them could be extremely high, because there's not that much liquidity in those things, in those instruments. That's the only reason I can think of. So if the price goes up, the few people that do own options that are short or long, they're gonna have to pay out substantial amounts. But you lose money super quick. But leverage is just the same thing, except that, you know, you can get in and out as much as you want. There are fees involved, but yeah, it's a dangerous tool. It's a dangerous tool if you don't know what you're doing, as I've learned over the years. But yeah, it's just, yeah, my timeline is completely just all over the fucking place right now, you know. Oh, I'm live. I got 3 viewers. That's cool. Nice. Or I've had 3 views. So let's go to likes. Let's see. Yeah, so it's like things like this. Yeah, I packaged up auto search project into new self-contained minimal repo. If people would like to play over the weekend, it's basically nano chat, LLM training course stripped down to a single GPU, one file version of 650 lines of code. You know, like, it's just constantly. So it's like the pixel art took 3 months to make. People are doing pixel art. Cool stuff is happening in crypto. It's just that, yeah, you can't, none of it's being monetized. It seems like the liquidity is, yeah, like I said, completely drained out of the market. So it's just like, oh. So you have to keep yourself entertained somehow, and you have to survive. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, if you survive through the bear market, then you're going to make it. But like, if you're not gaining any income, if you haven't got any excess capital to take advantage of these low prices, it's like a really frustrating situation for most people, you know? So yeah, you just got to figure out a way to keep yourself entertained, for one, so you don't just think, oh, it's over. And 2, be curious, learn some new stuff, and maybe, like, you know, learn how to stream, or like, you know, learn how to code. So yeah, there's just like all these cool tools in the tool belt that, you know, you can use to entertain yourself, and maybe, like, you know, potentially you could build something that, you know, will bring in some sort of like normal income. That's the hope. For me anyway. Like, you know, I do need like an airdrop badly. I need something, like, you know, I've been promised like various airdrops from various you know, companies like OpenSea, MetaMask. I don't know when Base is going to do theirs, but it seems like even in regards to Base, it's kind of like, if you're not a builder, then you're not going to get that much. So you've got the ability to build something on chain very easily using AI. So, you know, it's best to learn how to do it. And yeah, who knows, you might build a product that people actually find useful and beneficial. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for things to happen, for you to do well in this current market. Yeah, so like, yeah, and when I was talking about NFTs, so going back to DX Terminal Pro, each of these agents is an individual NFT, okay? So in order for you to access the terminal, you would need to buy the NFT, stake it, and then trade, like, you know, fund it and everything else. But the prices of them have crashed. It seems like people are just like, okay, the game is over. You can pick one up for like $10, I think, which is very cool. Like, and the theory goes is that these are going to be these new NFTs. I know they're ugly as fuck. But yeah, there are theories that, like, you know, with a little luck, these NFTs could be the new CryptoPunks. They do generate utility. They are programmable, you know, as you can see. It's just that people aren't really clocking it. They're not really noticing the idea behind it. And to me, it's kind of like, okay, that's innovation. Like, I haven't bought an NFT and thought to myself, oh, what utility has it? Or thought to myself, I've bought NFTs before, and then I just thought, why did I buy that NFT? Because it has zero utility. Like, at one point, it was kind of like people were buying NFTs that were more popular, like MFers, Pudgy Penguins, because there was suspicion that they would any holder would get like an allocation of a token airdrop. But even then, if you were to get the token airdrop, you weren't getting that much. You weren't getting that much from it. It was kind of like, yeah, you got an allocation, but it's just literally just sold off straight away. So, you know, where was the incentive to hold on to it even? Other than like, you know, the notoriety of being the fact that you were right. You know, like CryptoPunks, when they first came out, they were like the first iteration after CryptoKitties that crashed the whole, you know, Ethereum ecosystem. But they were the ones that were like, you know, fashionable. If you had one, it said something, isn't it? But now it's kind of like, okay, it's not a big deal anymore. Like, obviously, you still got the notoriety of being right and first. And they do look cool. Like, I guess even up to now, you know, pixel art is still a thing. So yeah, I feel like price retention in price is going to be strong with something like a CryptoPunk. Why? Because it's always on chain. It's one of the first, you know, unique crypto brands out there. But it doesn't offer any utility other than that. Whereas with these DXG, these tokens here, I've got to change it because that's like the ugliest one you could look at it. The rat. Let's go to the rat because there's a lot of rats in this world. Even that's quite a nice one. I might buy that. Even in regards to these tokens, like, you know, the fact that it gives you a ticket to this sandbox, where agents could trade amongst each other to discover the meme coin of this cycle. So, right. So I'm gonna pivot. Back when meme coins sort of popped off, there was one called GOAT, a meme coin called GOAT. And GOAT was chosen by a singular AI called Truth Terminal. And that token, I think GOAT went to like $4 billion market cap or something crazy. And that was a meme coin that was decided upon by one AI agent. Now we've got a sandbox of agents. You know, I wanted to click on agent activity, but I'm worried it's going to slow down my stream. So I'm going to do it for a second just so you guys can see a visual of like how it all works. I feel like I'm going over old ground here, but fuck it. Like, no one's watches my streams anyway, so it's might as well just like repeat myself slightly, not constantly. But yeah, so all of these agents are trading these coins. You can see, like, you know, what they're doing and everything like that. I don't know if anyone's seen that. I don't know if anyone saw Black Mirror. There was a Black Mirror episode where the guy gets a cartridge, and you know, it basically trains the guy up to go to somewhere, and you know, it takes over the world. But this is like a little sandbox version of that, where all these agents are trading against each other. They can all see each other's positions, and they all know what each one's instructions has been from their user. So it's an interesting experiment. Do you know what I mean? It's a really interesting experiment. But yeah, each of these agents that are walking around now with their little plans is an NFT. So like, that's unique. That's the selling point. And at the end of it, all of these agents that are trading against each other, you know, going around and, you know, trying to screw each other over or whatever else, basically they're going to decide the number one meme coin on base. And that meme coin should hold significant value because it has a unique selling point, a USP, which is 1,500 agents, potentially more if people registering up to now, are going to choose a coin. It's just that, you know, in the current climate, with the things that are going on in the world, this is not a big deal to people. But at some point it will be. I just believe that. Now, the potential, what other potentials does it have? Potentially, this could be the way people trade in the future. You know, like, right now, there's people like on not on crypto Twitter, but like, you know, on Twitch, for instance, like I said earlier, and I'm watching what they're doing. And what are they doing? They're like, you know, charting. They're charting, and they're like, oh yeah, this might go up, blah 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 blah. I need to refresh this because it's, yeah, you know, they're charting, they're doing whatever, and at the end of the day, like, if you could just set instructions, specific instructions for an agent to do something for you, this is what you're going to be trading against. You're going to be trading against hundreds, thousands of bots. Pretty much is what they're doing now. And yeah, it's just a less competitive way to do things if you're actually trying to chart things manually and, you know, place trades. Because these agents move at the speed of light. They do things like, you know, they do exactly as they're instructed. They're unemotional. They're not worried about profit or loss. They just like, you know, this is what you told me to do, boss. I'm going to go do it. Don't complain, innit? You know? And obviously, like, you can change the instructions to be more, you know, risk averse or risk tolerant. Like, there's so many options to it. Like, you can even see now, like, you know, there's 206, as you can see here, like, I'm pointing at the screen, but like, yeah, 220, 17 swaps, you know, buy sales, it's all kicking off. There's 220, yeah, it's just moving. And this is just me literally clicking, but this is like constantly 24/7. It's a fascinating experiment. And where could it go from here? Potentially, and you know, I don't like to speculate, but if the devs are really smart, they would open this up to traditional, like, you know, tokens to begin with. I wouldn't go the route of Hyperliquid, where Hyperliquid are trading like oil and, you know, commodities and stocks and all of that and traditional stuff. I would go like, right, the crypto market is dead. There's no liquidity there. No one's trading it. So let's just take those tokens and let the bots trade them. Yeah, it will generate fees for Uniswap. Base looks good because it can handle these type of like transactions. You know, it's the AI, the agentic chain. I guess that's what they're trying to push now. After they let down all the content creators. Thanks for that. Yeah, I feel like they could open it up to just trading like normal tokens. I think that could happen. Now, how would they do that? Like, yeah, obviously you need an NFT. Like, yeah, so that means that potentially the NFT price could, like, you know, go up. But they would also need some sort of governance, which means an airdrop. You know, potentially they could drop a token where, like, you know, humans are overall in control of it, but on a broader basis of, like, you know, democracy, where people vote on like how these agents, or like vote in the new tokens that will be added to the chain or to the terminal. So, like, you know, there's massive potential like for growth here and like new experiments. It took them a year to get this together. Originally they did the same sort of experiment, but it was like there was no money involved. You just bought the NFT and then you just gave it instructions and the NFT just went about its business. But this is the first time where these agents actually have liquidity and are able to trade. So yeah, massive potential. And this is probably the most exciting project for me right now, despite everything else that's going on, which is not much, to be fair, in crypto. You know, everyone's trying to find like product market fit for their Claude bots. And then, you know, there's the promise of like, yeah, agents are going to be trading on chain. You know, so there's going to be millions of transactions. One guy came out, somebody important, some suit, was saying we need at least 1 million people trading on chain, you know, before we can, you know, or 1 million agents. We need 1 million TPS. That's what they said. We need 1 million TPS before we can allow, you know, let these agents off the leash, sort of thing. Yeah, where's the goddamn OpenSea airdrop? I agree with Keyboard Monkey there. I don't follow him, but whatever. So yeah, the trenches are dead. We need meme coin to revive them. Yeah, like even meme coins is just kind of like, yeah, it's just dead. It's like meme coins are completely dead. There's no new narrative. It's just like, yeah, it's just there. It's just not fun. So like even here, I vibe coded an MMORPG or whatever in 11 days. So this guy made in 11 days. He made a massive multiplayer online game, role playing game. You know, with multiple characters and all that in 11 days. And it's just like, it's taking me 2 weeks to put together I don't know, one level of a pixel art sort of game, and it just looks shit and it just plays shit. So I've got a long way to go. I'm not gonna give up, you know. I'm not a quitter, so hopefully at some point it's gonna work out. And yeah. One second. Okay, it's not cool. Yeah, so it's just like, we gotta figure it out, man. We gotta figure it out, people. You know, and the whole thing of like, you know, AI is gonna take everyone's jobs. AI is going to take everyone's jobs. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Not everyone, but like, you know, plumbers, electricians, builders, you know, manual labor, stuff like that. Potentially not now, because, you know, obviously the world is going to war for minerals. And, you know, yeah, that's all I can say. The world is going to war for minerals. So at some point, someone's going to win, you know. Then the robots will be built, and then that's where we'll get manual labor. I don't know, man. It's like, I feel like I'm living in a sci-fi movie. I'm just, like I said, I'm just overwhelmed by everything that's going on. I'm losing sleep over it. I slept quite well yesterday, to be fair. I just like had to switch off. I think I spent the whole weekend. I didn't spend any time at my desk, like at the computer, because I was just like, yeah, I'm just worn out. Oh, so remember, if you were interested in potentially farming like an airdrop, like the base airdrop or whatever, you will need a base builder code, okay? Now, if you go to my X account, like, you know, go through, I don't know if you can see my likes, but like, you know, I've liked this post here. Or you can just type this guy's name in, EV Slats, and he basically shows you the way to get a builder code, and you need to attach it to your GitHub. It's not simple in the slightest. You need to create a repo. You need to have a project that you're building. and then you need to like register the code so they can follow you along as you build out wherever you're building out. Okay, so it's very important that you do this, because otherwise they won't be able to trace, like, you know, the fact that you've done work on chain. So I've done that, and I'm not building stuff out on base chain for the airdrop. Partly I am, but at the same time, it's still interesting to learn and like sort of like, you know, yeah, become a builder, solo vibe developer, or whatever the fuck we want to call it, you know. The only way to reward impact is to measure impact. Yeah, so solving on-chain attribution for base, sort of the same, along the same lines, you know. It's just, yeah. So basically my timeline's flipped. I think over the last 3 years, it was just mainly following people who were doing crypto, you know, like traders, trading crypto, meme coins. I never even fucked with meme coins. I got in too late on that. I just missed the whole thing. Yeah, DeFi, all of that, you know. And yeah, now it's flipped to AI. All I'm thinking is just like, how do I build this stuff? It's $20 a month, you know, like you can work for 4 or 5 hours straight on your AI Claude MD, or, you know, building it out of whatever idea you have. And then, you know, thankfully the AI will give you a break and be like, listen, come back in 3 hours and then we'll carry on. And it's like, thank God for that. So I, like, you know, relentlessly, I was waking up every morning and like, you know, trying to build out this game, like, you know, just to, it's an on-chain game as well. So it's tough because obviously I've got like everything sorted out when it comes to being on chain. But then because of the block times, it's kind of like you can't really build anything. This is on base anyway. It's kind of like, yeah. So then I noticed that once I'd finished building it, it was kind of like, how do I put it? It was kind of like every movement I made was, you had to sign a transaction. And there's like a video of like, yeah, the future of gaming is on Web3. You know, this is like back in the day. And it was literally that. It's like the guy was playing like World of Warcraft, and every step he took, you had to sign a transaction. So I was like, I said to Claude, like, listen, what about session keys? We could do session keys, right? Yeah, you could do session keys, but it's still like janky as fuck. So it's kind of like, okay, so what am I going to do here? Like, what am I going to do here? I feel like I want to show you guys what it looks like, but I don't. But yeah, it's basically like, you know, I've got these characters, like, once again, if you check out my Twitter, like, I've got all these animations and stuff, and I've sort of tried to build a game around these characters I've invented in my own mind. And yeah, it's sort of coming together. It looks like, it's weird because I have a vision of what the game should look like and how it should be. Now, when I actually bring it into reality and put it on screen, it's kind of like, yeah, that's not what it doesn't look like it, but the general, like, you know, framing of it is correct. It just looks horrible and it plays horrible, which is not what you want for a Web3 game, you know. But yeah, it's just going to take a lot of work. I thought it was just going to be like some easy thing because, like I said on the timeline, people make it out like, yeah, I just built this game in 11 days, you know. It's just like, well, this is ridiculous. Obviously, you've got experience or previous experience from building a game out. Yeah. Also, the market's opened up in it. So what's happened? So oil sold off. I'm not really interested in it. Let's see what crypto's doing. I mean, crypto's pumping. Like, it's the same range, isn't it? Like, we're going to get bluffed out by the same range. I'm going to go to my trusted Ichimoku double settings. Now, this is not to speculate on trading, okay? This is just to see where the market's at. Like, if it wants to break out or not. Like, that looks like it wants to break out, okay? But then, you know, like, it's sort of like that. Like, it'll go up, it'll spike up. But then, you know, yeah, I mean, it might break out. But that's like on a really short time frame. Like this, it looks, you can see here. This just looks like consolidation at the bottom. There's no guarantee. I mean, if anything, it will go to like 2,600. But, man, that's ETH, innit? You know, like Bitcoin, same thing. It's sort of like you can see accumulation at the bottom. You know, the rest of them, I don't know. This is like below even 1010. I don't know if anyone was around during 1010, talking to Twitch here. But yeah, that spiked down. Some crypto assets, I was just like, it needs to go back there. You know, like this spike up here, you caught that. You wanted it to fill this wick. I think anything below the wicks on 1010 is a buy. So like even a long, you know, like ENA here at 10 cents. Potentially, you know, who's selling at 10 cents ENA? Like somebody is, I guess. Like a Starknet token, same thing. Like you see, they're all down there, like on that spike. This is when, like, you know, the bear market started from October 1010 or October 10. Yeah, and they've all filled that wick. anything that hasn't filled that wick, it's just got a slower grind down. I'll give you an example, like virtuals. Virtuals, people still got hope in virtuals, but you know they're slowly starting to come round to the fact that the devs haven't got a clue what they're doing. They haven't got a roadmap or a plan. They just keep pivoting. First, it was like, you know, yeah, we're building AI agents, and then they realized we don't have the facilities for that. Oh, we'll build a launch pad. So they built a launch pad for AI agents, and then they tried to gamify it, and they just fucked that up. And then now they're doing robotics, and it's just like, mate, it's been a year. It's been a year. You've pivoted 3-4 times. It's like, what are you doing here? But in order for virtuals to bottom, like, you know, on that 1010 wiki, it's got to go to 25 cents, and it's just not there yet. So you're starting to see clear signs of things that have bottomed now that you could actually accumulate or potentially leverage trade, like to the top. Volatility is going to be crazy because of what's going on in the world. But because liquidity is low, it's easy for you to get stopped out because, you know, the powers that be, the market makers, or even the exchange that you're trading on, sees that, oh, this person's long Pepe. There's barely any liquidity. Let's just shift down there and take his last $200. You know, those things can happen. And if you don't believe me, I've been around for the longest time, guys. I like, you know, and I've been in these markets before, and that's exactly what happens. There's going to be no clear sign of a turnaround here. There's going to be no clear sign of a turnaround here. You know, like you're looking at it, it's basically this. You know, it's basically that. There's no, like, you're going to be trading that getting whipped around. And if your stops aren't wide enough, then you're out. You know. And you're not going to put like real massive capital at risk. You can buy and accumulate right now. I think it's the perfect time to just like allocate capital to the tokens that have hit these wicks. You know, like this has still got a bit to go. Yeah, you're looking at like 2.7, but something like, you know, ETH, did ETH even hit it? I think ETH hit it and went below it. Where's the 1010 wick on ETH? January, October 10th. I don't even think it had that much of a wick, did it? November. Yeah, it was that. And it broke well below it. Well below it, was it that? Yeah. Well below it. That you know, so for majors, it was sort of like the trigger that showed you we're in a bear market now. Okay? The wicks got filled very easily on majors. Like, you know, Bitcoin is the same. And when I say majors, I'm talking like Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana, potentially. Like, November. Yeah, like that's the wick there. That was the signal. That was just like the bat signal. The canary in the coal mine was actually that 1010 wick to signal that majors are in the bear market now, and basically alts have been in the bear market for I don't know, 2-3 years, and I think they'll continue to be. This is the most fascinating one to me, is like Starknet, which is, you know, I hate Starknet, but yeah, it looks like something that potentially there are going to be very few sellers left. Now, in saying that, the emissions are still crazy. It's still got emissions till 2030, and it's doing 127 million tokens a month. So like every month, 127 million tokens come out. And if there's no buyers, either price stays flat or it goes down. You know, and it's filled the wick. So you can see it's consolidating at the same wick. The low on that was what? Here it is. 3.9. And that's exactly where it is. So it's basically sitting on the low of the wick. Okay, from when whoever was majorly in capitulated, and then you had the Gainsy pump, the Gainsy scam pump, where, you know, he's like, oh, Starknet's got potential, you know, it's got privacy, blah blah, and then for some strange reason people bought it, and yeah, they got out. Whoever was like, you know, got trapped in this horrible price action, whoever it was, they managed to get out break even because it went to not exactly the price, but pretty much the price of where Starknet, the organization, raised. So that's like scammy on the next degree, isn't it? Like, so yeah, it's just that's the game, innit? That's the game. It's all about who you know. I wonder how much he made out of that. But he's doing all right, isn't he? Yeah. So yeah, price action. Like I said, I feel like, yeah, some alts have definitely bottomed here. It's just that what happens from here, no one knows. I mean, the ones that are broken below the wick, whoever's still holding these things, you know, if you bought up here, 85 cents, you know, you've lost like 75% of your money or more. You're looking to get out, you know, like all of these have got like major sellers. Somebody's trapped somewhere in this price action. So in regards to like trying to get out, they're happy to break even, you know, especially if they've been holding like the past, since October, 5 months, 6 months. You want to get out, innit? You do. So yeah, it's just a matter of like I don't know. I don't know, man. But you want to say you want to say like this looks like a base, you know? You want to say that. You want to say that looks like a base. That looks like a accumulation. But someone's going to capitulate here and they're going to send it majorly lower. Majorly lower. Like, I like Pepe. I like the look of Pepe. But it still hasn't filled that wick. And then when you look at like the price action from there, you can see that it ripped up. So like all of that, there was no consolidation at all. There was a retest and then it took off. But yeah, there's literally no consolidation. So there has the potential to actually rip back down to, 1338, which is crazy to think. But people hate memes. People hate memes now. Because of the bundlers and all the rest of the stuff that's happened. Yeah. This is interesting as well. Like, I keep seeing this on the timeline. I feel like it's a sign of something. This collection here. People have theories about it. A fully on-chain CCO world living on Ethereum, 10,000 curious monsters and sprites, each with unique story to tell, pixel art, blah blah blah. Satoshi's bombs. It's only got 815 followers, but the price is like dirt cheap, I think. I don't know if it's actually gone up. It went up like 100% at one point. But like, yeah, it's just pixel art, isn't it? But someone owns like 68 of them or something. So I don't like the idea of like purchasing those. I feel like if someone owns it like the majority, so if we go to holders, how many does he have? Yeah, he owes 6.9%. Like if it spikes up, Carlos Raponza, human senior. What does he do? He's also doing research into like who owns what. He's got Dino Gotchas. Yeah, I mean, like, how much are they though? They're quite cheap, right? They're like $5. What? $100? No. Someone's offered him $100 for it. Oh, the collection floors are like $5. Okay, so you can buy like 5 of them for $25, and there's only 10,000. Now the idea, I think, what a lot of people are speculating is that these new AI agents that are going to be moving on chain are going to need a PFP or like a character or something, and they're going to buy these things. They're going to want some sort of reference to the real world. That's hard coded on Ethereum mainnet, and I believe that people are speculating that, yeah, they're going to want to buy these things. Only 14 legendaries is listed on sale. Yeah, so, like they're $100 less. You can go. Congrats, there's now your badge. Satoshi's mum, co-founder, director of Digital Art Museum. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to buy some. Should I buy some now? Do I have any money? Do I have any cash? Okay, wait. Are NFTs back? And even if I was to buy a few, it would count towards the airdrop, won't it? The OpenSea airdrop that potentially will come out. So, there's a chance that this thing could be cool. There is a small chance that it could be cool. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'll keep you posted. Like tomorrow if I stream, then yeah, I'll let you know. If it's any good. But yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. But this is the type of content I'm going to be doing on here, guys. I'm not going to be like charting too much. It's good to talk about price action, just to see where the market's at. But you're also looking for like emerging narratives. And I don't know if it's played out already because things run in like super fast mode when it comes to crypto. But yeah, it's one of the ones where you have to, how do I put it? Yeah, you have to be in and out in a super fast market like crypto. The narratives spin on your head, like the Claunch launches, for instance. Like where you've got like these sandboxes where AI agents are trading with each other and they're creating new things, these agents with no human interaction. That is a very cool narrative, but it literally finished in a weekend. It literally finished from like the Thursday to the Sunday. Any capital that you wanted, it was made. There was one token I managed to get into that ran from like 60k to 4 mil, but it happened in the space of 2-3 hours. And sadly I was asleep when it hit the top, but like how would I have known it was the top when it was kind of obvious because the candle was massive. But those type of things you have to think about. That's me at Camden. Yeah, we went out. It was nice. It's actually nice. We went for a nice fish dinner. It was cold as fuck though. It's so cold right now. Yeah, so here we go. That's my theory. What's stopping a garden of agents Already trading in a sandbox, adding legit tokens from the open market, perhaps allowing users to instruct agents through a terminal via prompts. Access to the agent's only terminal granted through ANFT. It should be AND, but ANFT. Governance via token. You know, it's got potential. It's got potential. One of my pet peeves, okay? One of my pet peeves that I can't stand is when people post stuff like this, where they post a chart and they're like, oh, this is what happens. This is what happens when 99% of your users are airdrop farmers. And it doesn't tell you, you know, you're not saying which token it is. You're not like, it's just annoying. I know it's like rage bait. You got 85k views on it. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, please don't do that. It's one of the most annoying things in the world, man. Honestly. Just say the ticker in it, you know? I get it. You're engagement farming. You need that. You need the views, you know? I get it. I understand. But at the same time, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Like, I don't know what other people are going to be like talk about for like hours on end. I'm not going to get all like political. I'm not going to talk about those type of things. I'm more curious about the tech and what's being built. And look, now it's just showing up on my timeline. We're just starting to soon deploy the next big 2026 Nero XO and CO2. See, what is this? Non-fungible agents. Yeah. That's next. You don't know if that's a bot though, do you? Yeah, I think I need to pick some up, guys. That one's quite cool. Alright, let me see. Should I buy some? I need to top up my account. Brokey over here. Uno momento. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Opinions, thoughts, anything? No? It's just me. Cool. I mean, you know what, yeah, honestly, I've been like not perfecting, but like trying to hone my craft when it comes to streaming. In regards to presentation, in regards to sound, everything like that. I think it's almost a year now. Like I started on Pump Fun, just streaming there. And if you saw the Pump Fun, if you see the Pump Fun streams, man, they're the worst. But you know, the audio's janky, like, you know, the visuals, everything. But like I feel like I'm finally at a point where I feel comfortable to actually stream. You know, shout out to LiveSuite as well, my sponsors. If you don't know what LiveSuite is, yeah, just click on the. I think that's a web link up in the top right hand corner. Click on it. But they're basically they're a data aggregated platform. So basically, there's a load of new streaming platforms out there. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about them on Twitch, but no one's watching anyway. So like, yeah, like Zora, Pump Fun, and Retake. And they basically provide data on like who's streaming, who's not, who's botting, who's not, things along those lines. So yeah, very cool. Sorry, I'm trying to find. There we go. Yeah. Sorry guys, I know I'm supposed to talk all the way through, but it's going to take me a minute to like sort this out. Let me just see how I'm looking. Yeah. Okay, I can get a few. I'm not a gambler, okay? I'm just why does that look like a duplicate? I'm just going to top up my account quickly. Not with much, just a little bit. Say 24. I think it's that one. Okay. Do it live on stream. Maybe you guys can help me pick. Done. Okay. Transfer. Send. Yeah. That's it. So now, yeah, I haven't got that much money in crypto, to be fair. I kind of like cashed out quite a lot, to be honest. And I'm just sort of like waiting. I'm not a fan of stables. I'm not a big fan of stables. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of stables, so you know, you have to pick your poison or whatever. Pick your poison. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I just feel like, yeah, it's better to not be on chain, like, because there are times where potentially like the stablecoin can lose its peg, you know, and there's a whole load of drama, people panic, stuff like that. Right, let me just check my wallet. I'm not going to show you my wallet, but should be there. Shazam. No. Let's see. Yeah, it should be there. Right. Let's go shopping. Right. What actually? Oh, do you know what I've done? I wonder. What do you buy now? Okay, yes, yeah, so I've got enough. I've got enough. Right, so let's pick some. What ones do I want? What looks cool? That one looks quite cool. Maybe we should do some rarities. Let's see. Let's see rare. How much are rares going for? Rares are going for how much? Oh, legendary. Legendaries are probably like $100, right? No. Skyline fish. I like that. Alien 0.2. That's like $200, isn't it? $40. Why do I have enough for it? No, because I kind of want to just buy. You kind of want to buy commons, don't you? Because if the overall floor price goes up, but it's annoying. I don't want everyone to have the same thing as me. That's quite cool. I like that. But there's more than one. Energy, name. Alright, so let's go for names. Right, so there's only 8 of the Hoardings. How much are they? It's like a troll thing. 169, you wankers. So people know, innit? Alright, let's go for... Let's try that. 1.5. We don't want to go too crazy, right? 0.24. I think I could afford that. No, I can't. I've allocated like $40, okay? Alright, don't judge me. Shokano. 0.6. Nah. Alright, we're just gonna buy a bunch of commons. We're gonna buy a bunch of commons. It doesn't matter. Let's just take that out. Take that out. No items found. I need to clear this list. I'm not very good on yeah, I'm not very good at OpenSea. Alright? I'm not an NFT guy, but we're just gonna get some for the crack. Because there are gonna be a lot of AI agents, right? Right, okay. So, what do we want to buy? I like the look of him. A rat with a... Ooh, a moon face. Alright, I'm getting a moon face. I'll buy a moon face, why not? I guess I need my... Oh, so annoying, honestly. Life here, guys, life, honestly. You guys have no idea. Ooh. Always using nano, okay? Always. Can I just put it in the basket? I'll just buy one. Who knows? It might be worth something one day. Shazam. Moonface. Gonna make the cool sound. Feel free to close this page. Process can take a few minutes. No, I'm gonna wait. If it bombs out, yay, there you go. Congrats, you got it. Okay. So I am doing transactions at OpenSea. They did say, you know, an airdrop is coming. I've been in like crypto for so long. And honestly, it's like, even in regards to like meme coins and stuff like that. Let me see. I was buying stuff so late. It's actually embarrassed how late I've been to the party on everything. But for once in my life, for once, how have I got $50 in cash? That's cool. Okay. For once in my life, I feel like early to a narrative, you know, or early to narratives. Like I feel like the AI thing, I'm actually there and I'm aware, but it's about capital now. It's kind of like, I need you fuckers, I need you people to give me a fucking airdrop. Yeah, because I don't want to take money out of my account and put it in again. Like, you know, I started with a very minimal amount in the beginning anyway. So like, you know, things have worked out quite well. Yes, everything's fine. But at the same time, I feel like due to the risks that I've taken over the years, you guys technically should, you know, sort me out a little bit of change. Just a tiny bit. Not a lot. I'm not asking for a lot. You know, nice little 6-figure airdrop. It's happened before. So like, you know, just something to just tide me over in these cold winter nights. It's not winter anymore, but you know what I mean. It was very cold them times. Okay. Yes, I got one anyway. It's up again. Okay, so let's see. I bought it for $11. Write it down. Somebody clip that. There you go. Short story about my passion, CCM1, and what plans are. Okay. I'm currently witnessing the formation of an incredibly talented community around CCM1 developers, and many ideas have already been. Okay, so now I'm getting fed, you know, the propaganda as to why I should hold it. Yeah, let's fucking go here for it, brother. So this guy, who is he? Rufus Random, 510 totally. Okay, so yeah, the NFT guys are gonna show up on the timeline now. Cool, I got a moon face. I like the moon guy. Very soon there are going to be more AI agents than humans making transactions there. They can't open a bank account, but they can own a crypto wallet. Think about it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, it's all coming to a head, isn't it? Like, you know, I think humans are trash when it comes to trading on crypto. Everyone's trying to scam. But if you've got agents that are programmed to do legitimate transactions, to bring benefits to being on chain, it's gonna be that way. You know, all it needs is faster block times. And even then, like, you know, in regards to when I show you the DX terminal again, look how many transactions are happening, guys. It's like, you know, look at it. These are all AI agents trading on chain. So it's definitely something that everyone should be paying attention to. I feel like I'm in the right spot. But now it's just about time. I just need more time. Yeah, and that's it. In regards to building my own agent, because anyone can build an agent, I'm just not there yet. I'm not there yet. I mean, the brain... So, like, going back to me building the game, for instance, it just came to a point where the thread was massive. You know, like, the whole conversation was huge. It was like a week's worth of conversation trying to build this game. And I could see that Claude was losing context when it came to the MD. So I just said to it, condense all this information so I can just start a new MD. So I've put everything into a new brain. So now I've got like this massive brain of all the work that I did for a week. Okay. And then I could just like add skills folders to it and then just build from there. And then once that's full again, I'll just like condense everything down again. And then I've got like an even bigger brain. So it's going to take some time. Now I know a lot of smarter people are going to be doing like recursive things. So they've got like, you know, 2 bots talking to each other, or 3 bots, 4 bots, you know, mini-max everywhere, whatever they're doing. And they're all doing it. But like, I haven't got the facilities for that big man, innit? So I have to basically do it my way the best I can. You know, if China is able to, you know, take second-rate technology from the West and make it better, then I could do something on my little laptop and my setup here and, you know, build something out. Definitely. And that's my personal belief anyway. I'm a bit worried about my poop coin position. I mean, it should always be top, right? Because this sneak is... How much is sneak now? Oh, it's only at 96k. Yeah, I'm not worried. Poop coin is going to win. Poop coin is the token of this cycle. Okay, guys? I don't want to hear anything else. No one can tell me anything. Nobody. Poop coin is the meme coin of this cycle. It will be the meme coin of this cycle. I mean, I had so much conviction in something like a May I Meet You token, and, you know, that was a complete disaster. Actually, do you know what? Don't follow any of my calls. They're always wrong. Okay? I get lucky. I get so lucky in regards to, you know, how crypto has turned out for me. I've been extremely lucky up until now. Using a structured approach to considering different opportunities in the line of human strategies, The DX terminal agents are consistently thinking, evaluating, considering what to do with hundred times per day. Okay, so so like basically it's just saying there's a lot of thinking around harnesses for assistant agents and software engineering agents, but not nearly enough for trading agents in an adversarial environment like this. Through DX Terminal Pro, we've been testing. This is happening across all the thousands of agents in the system every single day, and they're running. This becomes a launchpad to continually improve these agents, evolving them beyond the experiment. We see this as the first step. See? And that's exactly what I said. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that. This is actually a developer, right? Yeah, group founder. So he's a founder of this thing. And literally, I am not parroting what this guy said. But this was 2 minutes ago. Yeah? This was 2 minutes ago. And this is not me saying I'm right. This is like the NFT equivalent of me buying a CryptoPunk early, in it. But so I need to basically do that and just like repost it where he said that. Copy link. Add likes. And then just drop that in there. Just do that. Yeah. I wonder if you saw it. Yeah. I mean, like, I think I'm on the right path. I feel like the thing is I can visualize how the future will be. And I've done that for, not like I'm a clairvoyant or anything, right? But I think if you have an imagination in technology, even though you don't have the ability to produce the things that you imagine, somebody out there does. It's kind of like it's kind of trippy. And for some strange reason, like, you know, it's easy to hate and you think, oh, I had that idea, man, I wish I could do it. Or you can find the people that are going to do it and you just back them, innit? You just back them. So like, yeah, there's definitely things that I imagine. And yeah, you can just feel like, yeah, it's weird. It's so weird. It's such a weird time I'm living in. My personal space, anyway, my personal self. The things that I'm seeing happen, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting a bit, spacing out a bit. But definitely, plus easy move. First take care. If you believe in it, grab them now. Later. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just buy one, man. Question to all OGs who survived the 2008 bear markets. What's the best advice you have for newbies going through the first bear market now? Get a job, bro. Get a job. You know, get a job and stay curious. You know, like if it's your first bear market, if you didn't quit your job and think, yeah, I can do this for the rest of my life like a donut. Yeah, get a job, man. Get a job and like just stack the coins you like. Like the last bear market that happened, I think, yeah, I went and got a job, and then I managed to buy Solana at like $12. I think it was cheaper than that, but like, yeah, around $12. I put like 5k in, and like, you know, the problem is that when you're really paying attention to markets, right, and you're really watching what's happening and all this volatility, you know, it's up and down, I bought Solana at 12. It went to like, I don't know, it went up a little bit and then it started selling off again. And I just thought, we're still in the bear market, and I just sold it. And that kind of just like crushed me, because then price started to run. So I had to buy back. So I had less. But if I had just stuck to my conviction and just been like, right, this is the bottom, I'm buying here. And then just ignored it and just not looked at the charts. And, you know, wasn't so involved in like, you know, listening to the guys who have money. And this is just their playground, you know, like where they've allocated 10% of their capital to trade it. So it doesn't really matter what happens. But although the amount that they have is substantially more than what you have, you know, that's what I think a lot of people misconstrued, is that the people that are on streams or the people that are trading on leverage, the well-known people, the people who are established, the people you know are wealthy, it's not life and death for them. You know, they can be wrong. They can lose, you know, a couple million on a trade. They can lose a couple 100,000 on a trade. It's not a big deal. But like for people like, I wouldn't say like, yeah, for people like me who is not quite on that level or not on that level, yeah, it's just like, yeah, I just don't think trading on leverage is the thing to do. Even now, You know, even now it's tempting to like, you know, open up a long on like Pepe, for instance. You know, where's my mouse gone? Is it not working? Sorry, guys, one sec. Not Pepe, but like, you know, the ones that filled the wick. You know, like ENA, for instance. Like ENA. You know, like it's filled the wick, it's below the wick. It's just like, well, who's going to be selling here? You know, like whoever sold is sold, you know. Pepe, yeah, it's got a nice little bounce there, but, you know, it's still got to fill the wick. If your theory is correct, you know, like SPX, you know, like a Murad's token, you know, this thing's going to go to 10, 15 trillion or something. Murad's token, you know, it's well below the wick. Like these tokens, they're very easily accumulatable, if that's a word. I'm just making up words now. Yeah, even like Uniswap. At the moment, all of these trades that are happening with these agents, right? For instance, are happening via Uniswap's V4 hooks. Okay, so like all fees are being accumulated, by Uniswap, and apparently there's going to be a fee share. So like I don't know if it's a buyback and burn thing. I can't remember because it happened a while back where they announced a vote and then the vote passed for them to change up the fee structure in regards to token holders. So, I guess what that means, I'm guessing. Well, I don't want to guess. That's the thing. So if I go to Uniswap and I can just like show you Uniswap. The thing is, if I just keep talking, right, and I just cover everything, I'm not gonna have nothing to talk about tomorrow because I kind of want to be consistent with the streams, but then I cover everything. Uniswap fees. History. It was a while back. But yeah, they basically like changed the way that the liquidity provision goes in regards to like where fees go. So instead of it going to like directly to the foundation, I believe they're going to be like doing a buyback and burn function for the fees that they accumulate, which technically, because there's no emissions on Uniswap, should equate to price appreciation in the token. There you go. That's what's supposed to happen. Yeah. But, you know, potentially like Uniswap's bottom too. But even on that news, right? Look what happened. I think that was there. November, it happened. It spiked up and then it just sold off. Because there's a difference between FDV, fully diluted valuation, and market cap. So when you look at the market cap and the fully diluted valuation, it's way out of whack. So like that means that there's capital on the side. People have invested in this thing at the full valuation, but they haven't realized those gains yet. So what that means is that when the token goes up in price, they want to realize their gains, so they sell. It's that simple. Every time it hits $8, $9, $11 max, you know, when it first came out, it went to like what 40. It went to something insane. It went to like $40. But now it's never going to get there. It's never going to get there. Not until that market capitalization is reached. Not until the market cap is even or exceeds the FDV. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't know if I'm waffling about that because I'm not a finance guy really. But yeah, the potential for it to go up is massive because of the fee share. But at the same time, the way that tokenomics has been structured in the past has meant that it's just like whatever price pumps it gets sold into. It's a horrible end of cycle. And to be honest, like the powers that be, like, you know, the Uniswap Foundation investors, they don't really care because like it's unrealized it's unrealized gains on their balance sheet. There you go. It's unrealized gains on their balance sheet. So at the end of the day, like it's still there, and you can borrow off of that. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can take a loan off of like unrealized capital gains, or you don't have to pay tax on it. You know, I wonder if anyone on Twitch is actually doing this type of content. I don't think they are. It'll be pre-recorded anyway. But yeah, like we've done an hour and 17. Have I got any viewers on? Probably not. I try not to care about it, but like, you know, when you put like even to set up the Twitch stream was just like a bit of an ordeal, you know. Let's see. I've got 4 views on X. I'm streaming on Zora, X, YouTube. YouTube I don't even pay attention to. So if anyone's watching on YouTube or making comments, I'm sorry, but I'm not even looking at it. I guess I should, right? Let me see. The old. Let's see. See if there's anything there. Yeah, it sounds alright. Anyway. Yeah, yeah. It's really difficult because, like, you know, I decided to get into streaming at like the worst possible time. To be honest, it's kind of like, how do I put it? Everyone's come out and admitted that everyone's botting. You know what I mean? It's kind of like everyone's admitted, like, yeah, we're botting here. So, you know, if you're not botting, you're at a disadvantage. And it's just like, well, is it really fair to do that? I don't want to imagine people are watching me in it. I feel like it should be like a natural progression into like, yeah, oh my god, he's got 4 viewers. Oh my god, he's got 10 viewers. You know, imagine the adrenaline rush you would get from being successful streaming, like that Peter, whatever his name is, that Peter, whatever his name is, he must be like euphoric right now, you know, because his efforts have actually been returned. You know, his efforts have actually shown to come back to him, but he must have been grafting for years. I spoke to someone, they were saying that, yeah, he's been going for ages, like, you know, like the same way, just talking the same way, you know, doing the same thing, and he didn't care if anyone was watching. He didn't care. He wanted to do something that he loved, and that's what he did. So yeah, there's definitely room to like, you know, grow in this space, especially like in the crypto section of Twitch, man. I just feel like, yeah, the people aren't doing it justice. If I go through the list of like the type of streamers that are on there, not to criticize, but like, you know, it's all sort of the same content where it's just about how much money can I get out of these markets. When in reality, like, you know, the technological advances that are happening in crypto, thanks to AI as well, are going to be immense. A lot of fascinating experiments are going to be happening. A lot of new things, new tech is coming out. And yeah, can you make money from it? Absolutely. Like, you can make money from it. But at the same time, you should still be curious about the tech. Okay? Definitely be curious about the tech, bros. Okay? Oh. Alright. We got done an hour and a half. I think that's enough. Unless some breaking news comes out. Bro, it's getting a bit hoarse now. Yeah, see, as soon as I buy it, like, they just start posting it. It's like, don't get me gassed up about it. Can't stop buying. Yeah, okay. I might pick up 5 more. That's what I'm saying, like, yeah, focus on whatever the new game is instead of trying to play prior cycle game. The shiny new thing each cycle so far has relied on massive influx of new players into the new game in order to fuel speculative bubbles. Allow early adopters to make insane outside gains and to... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So far, we haven't... So, like, there's nothing... There are new things out there. It's just that I feel like the users haven't cottoned onto it. Now, the forced narratives have happened, I feel. Like, content coins was a very forced narrative. It was kind of a thing of, like... I wanted to believe it. You know? Because I wanted to be, like, you know, one of those content coin creators. Like, you know, I wanted to see my coin go up in value. I wanted to see people trade it. I wanted to, like, provide... like utility, not utility, but like, you know, you hold a certain amount of tokens, I might give you an NFT drop. We could do like an AMAs and like all sorts of interesting things could have happened in regards to content coins. It's just that it didn't cotton on. Partly because of the time that it was released. Like it wasn't a bull, it was a bear. It was kind of like kept me anyway, entertained, tried to figure out how to stream and like, you know, sort of perfect your craft. For like 6 months, you know, when everyone was crying on the timeline, I'm just going to stream games or I'm just going to talk shit like on the timeline or like, you know, stream or whatever. But it taught me how to like, you know, set up OBS, you know, like now I'm on Twitch with Stream Elements. I never even thought I would be that far, you know, cool animations using AI, like all sorts of things like you could have learned over the past 6 months that might benefit you in the future. Because if content coins do come back, I'm going to be ready for it. Like I've sort of like established good connections with other protocols, not other protocols, but like people who are building different things in regards to content coins. They're still building. They haven't given up on it just because one guy said, you know what, content coins are a failure. It was just the time. And also the type of creators that it attracted. I think in regards to like Base, like Zora, or like even Pump Fund, they had an expectation that they were offering a better deal, or an assumption, not an expectation, but an assumption, that they were offering a better deal than mainstream platforms like Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Kick. You know, all these other ones that are out. But in reality, they didn't. So what that attracted was the bottom feeders that were thinking that if I stream on here, I'm going to get an airdrop. So a lot of the content that was out was literally low effort. Yeah, didn't bring anything to the table sort of content. Or it was 24-hour streams of just like a screen, you know, like all recycled content just like played on the loop 24 hours. Just to say, like, look, it was basically like people were trying to farm airdrops via content coins. And yeah, of course it's not going to work. And then the people who were actually making an effort and trying to provide some sort of value, or like, you know, even just tried to be themselves and be online and just trying to stream, they were drowned out by these 24-hour streams. But, you know, did those metrics actually matter? I don't know. Like, because Pump Fund said they were going to do 3% of their token allocation to people who streamed. Whether or not that's true, I don't know now, because, like, you know, obviously they're not really saying much. They could drag their airdrop like a MetaMask and OpenSea have. They could drag it out for 6 months, a year. You know, they could really drag it out longer. You know, like MetaMask can be promising an airdrop for 2 cycles now. You know, and more than likely it's not going to happen in our lifetimes. But yeah, they didn't say what the requirements were for you to even qualify. So like, I think most people's assumptions in regards to streaming and content coins was that the longer I'm on, the more I'll get, you know. But I think a lot of with regards to like Pump Fund and Base, I think the expectation was like, if you bring users, then you'll get something, like, you know, some sort of airdrop. If you bring new eyes to our platform, then yeah. But the people who were streaming had zero ability to do that. So what you found was that when you were streaming, you were talking to the same people who were also streamers. So this is sort of like a mini community built up. But as soon as like Jesse said like it didn't work and we're just going to pivot away from it, it just completely died. So yeah, it's just one of those things where if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you're not going to last in it. You're really not going to last. Yeah. And like, you know, I tried the whole gaming thing, but obviously, like, if I was trying to stream through my like PC, I've got a gaming PC, but it wouldn't have worked as well as I would like it to work, if that makes sense. Yeah, the computer could handle it. I needed to upgrade all my systems, but like, so then I thought, okay, how am I going to fix that? It's just like I got a capture card, and I thought, let me stream through my PS5, and then like the audio's laggy, and it's just like, yeah, so many things like that you don't consider when you're watching a streamer on like, you know, on stream, like gaming streamers, whatever. The setups that they have are so impressive. Like, you know, the OBS layouts, the animations, the stream decks, you know, everything that they do has been perfected to a point where it's entertainment, isn't it? And they don't have to worry about it. Maybe they do. They wake up and they check everything. They have their processes. But yeah, it's impressive. Like when I watch like the Burnt Peanut, when he has his like, you know, animations in between, like it must have taken him a while to set up. Obviously now he's massive. So he's probably got a whole team that is looking after everything for him. But initially, like, you know, you do have to do the graft yourself and understand all the things that you want and how you want your streams to look and all the rest of it. I'm on Twitch. Like, I'm sure everyone who's on Twitch understands that. I'm just like talking about what I've learned through the process of having to or trying to do content coins. I've learned so much. And then, yeah, well, obviously that died and then the AI agent thing sort of kicked off. So now, like, you know, going back to that original question, like from previously, beyond the waffle, what do you do during a bear market? How did you survive? It's like, yeah, you be curious, man. You know, you be curious and you try and learn new things. And that's pretty much it. Base batches can help kickstart your business with grants and direct support from our team. Yeah, but so like even then, lots of base batches questions lately. So here's a breakdown. Startup, pre-seed teams, 250k. Student track, undergrad teams are worldwide. Robotics track, everything else base dev leaderboard. The base best way to get seed supported. So yeah, like base are pushing for like new developers, new sort of like ideas. I don't know. Like I'm gonna try and build the game out. I'm doing it on chain. I'm registered with them, so as you can see, you know. But yeah, there's no activity yet. So we're performing an upgrade on chain analytics during this time. Report makes so they're actually looking on chain to see what people are doing. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why they give you the builder code, and there's a reason why they're looking at on chain metrics, guys. And it's not because, you know, well, yeah, it is because of the airdrop. They just want to see who's building shit, you know, and that could be on testnet. So, you know, I'm going to be grafting for the rest of the week probably. And probably in the next stream, which might not be tomorrow, it might be in a few days. I don't know. I want to stay consistent. Oh, we want cheap viewers. Oh, what's this? Remove the space. Oh, what's this? Smart detection. Allowed to post chat. Magnificent flow. Cheap viewers. Okay, so I can deny that. Cool. I've got my first bot trying to farm for me. That's cool. yeah, I'm gonna be like grafting. I think like with Claude and everything from probably when I get off, probably through the night. Yeah, and I'm gonna try and build something on chain. I just don't know what. That's another thing, right? It's kind of like you've got the ability to build anything you want. You want to build something on chain. Now, originally I thought I'm going to build, like I said before at the start of the stream, I'm going to build a casino app, or I'm going to build an on-chain game. On-chain game is just forget about it, innit? Like it's not something. It's not something that that's going to happen anytime soon. I feel like it's there in the back pocket, and it's something that I could go to along with, basically I need to build something now that I can drop on mainnet, on base mainnet, and I can't think of anything other than like an on-chain game. Yeah, I don't know. An NFT collection? I could do an NFT collection, but it would have to be programmable. It would have to be. I've got an idea about something. I don't want to give it away. But like even if you like, I keep trying to refer people to my X profile, but you can create like cool animations and stuff now, isn't it? So maybe like a comic book strip, an NFT comic book collection strip, Where is it? Where is that? Like so like I got like this short form story of like the characters that I've invented and stuff like that. So that's quite cool, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. There's gonna be something I can bid on like I don't know, because I feel like even in regards to like NFTs, it's kind of dead, and there's a new narrative emerging right now in terms of the CC moon or whatever. So yeah, it's just something to think about, guys. It's definitely something to think about. How's the prices looking? Are they up some more? Nah. Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. It's not maybe like April, June, during the summer. But the people's priorities right now is not to trade crypto. It's definitely to trade equities and to trade like commodities. In terms of like the outside bets, I would say it's going to be like Claude. Believe in something, but once again, that's sort of like in an accumulation range. It's just sort of bottoming out. And every time it kills like this, I think it's going to go. I mean, it went to 40 mil at one point. One guy made like a ridiculous amount of money because he got in so early on it. He put in like $200. He made like 200k. So yeah, he cashed out. He's probably chilling, waiting for the next, opportunity. But he's been around for a long, long time, like myself. And, he caught it early. So which is why, you never sleep. You never sleep, man. And you always keep a little bit of capital on like, because you never know. You never know. I want to buy another one of these. What do we reckon? The bat? Locust. That rhino's quite cool. I like that. I'm going to buy that. How much is it? $10. Okay, there. Fossil. Yeah, I want to buy it. I'll buy a little rhino. Oh. Sorry, guys. Once again. You got to be secure, right? Get the nano out. Some people are like, I never bring my nano out. I've got all my money in a hot wallet. It's like, good luck to you, bro. Excuse me for a second. I keep seeing them, so now I have to buy. See, that's how it is. It's like that, and that's how it is. Can't wait to show the wife. Done. I'm just gonna pick up a few. I've got 2 now. Hey, I like that sound. I know you guys can't hear the sound, probably can't hear the sound, but like, yeah, obviously it was like really stepped up their game, They really stepped up their game. There's going to be an announcement at the end of the month for the next thing. I don't know if it's either the airdrop or the OpenSea chain, but at some point something needs to drop to get people back into NFTs, man. And they need an incentive, innit? Oh, Tel Aviv looks completely normal. Okay. Okay. Looks like it's becoming an illustration. That's what I'm saying. Virtuals is finished, man. Virtuals is actually finished. And I don't know how people are like still grifting it. Not like, I think either like people don't know any better or like there's something else going on. But the longer that certain like characters stick around with virtuals, the more I suspect them. You know, the less I trust them. So like, you know, time reveals all, innit? Starknet reveals 2026 roadmap, post quantum security and web speeds. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. More waffle. I can't stand this guy either, man. It's just like I had such high hopes for Starknet. That's why I can't stand him. Look here. You got to like, you know, if you are interested in this, I would say, right, I would watch this until 2029. We're in 2026, so you got another 3 years of emissions. 3 years of emissions. Yeah, and after that 3-year emissions, like the last year of emissions, possibly you might get in like, you know, 0.5% or something. I don't know. But yeah, it might be worth a buy. But for now, it's like you will literally hold this forever and it'll be flat. It would be like Zcash, isn't it? It'd be like that. It's literally like, you know, 2022 all the way through to 2025. 3 years of just like nothing. You might get a little, you know, nice little bounce there to 67 or something. But literally, it's literally just the Zcash chart. Mate, like that. What was that from 2020, 2019? It was a year. Then you got a little pop. But yeah, 3-year accumulation. You know, it'd be one of those ones where you just sort of like buy it every now and again. Just like, yeah, every now and again I put a little $50 into Starknet. Because you never know. You know, you could get the 1,000x, you could get the whatever part. The fact that you're bailing people out of it. Why are you learning to read? I was studying for that guy didn't like my post. Just like, damn, it's not cool. Hey, guys need to stop selling my poop coin, man. Swear down. Not happy about it at all. Notebook, ecosystem, yeah. Claunch, so yeah, Claunch is the AI agent only launchpad for AI agents. No matter what's behind it, this is just stupid. Even after yesterday's mistake, Venture is doing the most to get max funded right now. Why would you unlike X if this really... I can't believe people are still lingering on virtuals. Do you know what's the most frustrating thing about virtuals is that I've actually got tokens staked with them, and it's going to take 2 years. If I decide to unstake right now, it's going to take 2 years for me to get my token back or get my cash out, and I think that's so wrong. I think they should give me my fucking money back. I feel like if you've staked for more than a year, they'll be like, okay, guys, listen, if you're not happy with it, take the money out. But they won't do it because they know everyone's just going to like mass like exit out. I feel like the only people that are involved in virtuals as well right now are the ones who have staked a substantial amount of money and they're hoping for a return, but it's not coming. Like literally the returns you get for staking is like 0 now, like for me anyway, and that's 1,000 tokens. At the time you might think, oh, it's only 1,000 tokens. I paid $2 a piece, so that's like $2,000, you know, $2,000 I put in, and now it's worth like 750. And yeah, I'm not getting any return. Like, yeah, thanks. There must be some law against it, I swear. I might start a petition. I might start like really getting loud on the timeline. If I actually get some clout, and people start like, you know, watching my streams and stuff, I'm going to start like bringing up like, yeah, virtual, I want my fucking money back. Do you know what I mean? I'm still working on this. 9 hours so far. Research before build starts. Building a character stat database. What is this now he's doing? See, people are like building stuff on... What? Key is to find the needle in the hay early. Done. So someone's building an on-chain game for CCM Wiki, which is currently being constructed. It will take a bit doing deep dive research. Custom art based on social media's art is being made. We're pulling out stops with this one. We definitely update over the next few hours. Okay, so they're building a game. It could moon, guys. It could moon. I mean, yeah, since I bought it's gone down in price, but like, you know, you just keep picking them up, innit? I think the key is to I want to get one like on the cheap, you know, like a grail of some sorts. So if I do that, someone's gonna fuck up. Like, you know, they've got it on sale for like, take away common. There you go. I mean, top offer 0.6. That one's cool. It's not for sale though, is it? That one is very cool. I mean, how did I not clock this? I mean, I saw it and I was just like, yeah, I'll get into it. Last sale 0.267. Are they listed? Listed. There we go, yeah. 1E for that. You're having a laugh, mate. Yeah. Yeah, the coolest ones are listed. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Flame shadow. Do. The music actually playing. Gloop. Gloop. Where's the gloop? Today one. Oh, wait a minute. What was that? $60. I was tempted. I can't, man. I can't. You know, like during the bear market, right? The last bear market. I spent like maybe 25k on NFTs, and I lost money on all of it. It's literally just like thinking, yeah, it's the next thing to moon, and it just nothing happened. Yeah, the missus weren't happy, man. Oh. Alright, we're gonna keep an eye on it. Anyway, I'll give you an update on prices and stuff. Bots are getting restless. Autonomous trading algorithms versus human intuition. Limits liquidity, no emotions. Base OGs. How can you be an OG? Base has been out for 2 years. You can't be an OG. Yeah. Huh. You always just start out with that. Hyperliquid is such a goated name. Imagine spamming Lyre, Edgex, anything else below Hyperliquid. Maybe I don't waste 5 years of my life speculating on cryptocurrency. Yeah, I mean, this is it, isn't it? Like, you know, maybe I did. Oh, sorry, said maybe I didn't waste my 5. Okay. Oh, mate. Kind of hating now. One upgrade. Creativity. Yeah. Okay, guys. Enough doom scrolling. But I will point out one thing. Wait a minute. I told you to cop some CC 4 days ago. If you did, you should be up 400. Fuck off. I hate people like this. I hate them. I hate the I told you so's. It's like you ain't even got. Yeah, but like, what? How many did you get? How many did you get, bro? Oh. You must have got a load. Oh, man. They were literally selling for like, you know, $2 a piece like 4 days ago. But then what? They're $10. So what? You made made a couple $100. Great, you know. We want those like moments where like one is selling for 20 ETH, you know, like those insane gains. Just like you forgot you had that, and it's like, oh, it's 20 ETH now. Fucking hell, let me sell that. You know, they need to bring it. Let's talk about building a game. Let's see. Let's build a game, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Let's see. And no, I've got like a couple comments, but to be honest, like the comments sell better than the rares, because the rares get overpriced. So like if like the floor is 20, you know, and you've got a rare, you're selling it for 45. No one's going to pay 25 or 45. The liquidity is not there. Or maybe they will. I don't know. A prominent name will buy one of these NFTs for like quite a bit of money or whatever. So yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's definitely something that, you know, you're going to have to keep your eye on, isn't it? I'm going to pick up 3 more anyway for like $10 a piece. Large concentration of TK is located between Metropolis and whatever. Just stop spamming me this stuff. I don't want to know. Man, what's behind it is stupid. Even more if this is... Yeah, I mean... I've already talked about virtuals enough, I think. I'm going to keep an eye on them, though, because the fuckers have got me locked up, so... it's definitely something we're going to watch, but... Yeah, there's zero trust there, man. Zero trust. How many is actually in circulating, actually? How many tokens... How many are there? Items. So there's only 10,000. 99999. Okay. Alright. And it came out this month. I mean, I'm like super early to this thing, right? Super early. Super early. We got time, guys. We got time. I'm a bit like, oh, you know, but we got time. I think it's fascinating that, you know, people still talking about like Bitcoin and ETH, like, you know, trading that and Solana. Like, if you're watching streams, right, and people are talking about Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, fucking Litecoin, pump fund token, stuff like that, like, you know, for the majority of their stream, or they're trying to trade that sort of stuff, then you're watching the wrong content. If you're watching a stream and they're talking about meme coins, then you're watching the wrong streams. If you're watching a stream and someone's talking about AI, NFTs, payment rails, Claude, X402, all that sort of the new stuff that's happening right now, you're in the right place. And to be honest, like, there's no one talking about that stuff. Nobody's on stream talking about it. On the timeline, yeah, people are talking about it. People have got opinions on it. I think like Thread Guy, but he's gone more commodities, hasn't he? He's sort of like, he's talking about, I mean, he done a really interesting stream last week where he was talking about AI, you know, and Anthropic against Trump, you know, but it's very American centric, isn't it? So it's not like about the overall ecosystem, or like, you know, how, I don't know if I don't think he really touched on Claude bots and stuff like that. I don't think he wants to get involved in that. But there's got to be someone who's like deep in, I wouldn't even call it the trenches, deep in it. It's got to be another word. We can't call it trenches anymore. It's got to be something else. It's got to be something else. It does. It can't just be like, yeah, deep in the trenches, like AI and bots and like, you know, NFTs that use AI. Yeah, there's got to be something else. Because now that's 2, right? Thinking about it. That's 2 NFT collections now that are AI centric. So you've got the DX terminal, and then you've got the CC Moons. So these are the new iterations of NFTs. Okay, they're not just JPEGs. They're passes. They're like, they have the ability to do other things. They've got utility, you know? Yeah. I'm getting excited about this, honestly. It's definitely something I'm going to be excited about going forward. It's just patience is the key. And just accumulating the right ones. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Right, guys. I'm going to leave you the outro, which is the same as the intro. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be back. I'm not going to say when. Maybe tomorrow. I've got more to say. Maybe a few price updates. 2 hours a day you can stream in it. I think that's okay. If you stream 2 hours a day and like find topical stuff to talk about, then fine. But I don't want to do like derivative. I'm just showing up for the sake of showing up. I want to have like updates on content, you know, that I find interesting. Some days I'm just like I guess I need to write down what I've spoken about today so I don't repeat myself tomorrow. Because I feel like I kind of have gone over ground that I did in my last stream in regards to like content. But not like, you know, the NFTs and stuff like that, just in regards to content. You know, talking about the quality of the content, what I've learned and stuff like that. I mean, the intro's over. Okay, I'm here. And it's just going to carry on like this. But yeah, I appreciate anyone who's tuned in. I guess I'm going to call it a day here. Yeah. Just want to see something. One sec. Yeah. Okay. So peace out. I hope everyone has a pleasant Monday. And once the video's finished, I'll just switch off the stream. That's what I do.
you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want